For this video, I was thinking of an ongoing series that I could do for the channel, and I was really trying to find a way to sort of incorporate all of the topics that I talk about while actually giving it some practical meaning. So a lot of times on the channel, I talk about investing, I talk about compound interest, I talk about side hustles. However, for the purpose of this video, I want to introduce a new series that I'm starting on the channel where I'm going to be building a Robinhood portfolio from scratch. I know I've already done this in the past, but I'm going to be building it from scratch to show you guys a realistic scenario over the course of a few weeks or a few years of how compound interest actually works. Now, when I started a Robinhood series before, I built a $20,000 portfolio in one video showing you the things that I invested in, but I didn't transition that money into Fidelity and other investments. However, I think it would be really cool to have a portfolio specifically for YouTube, specifically to be as transparent as possible with my investing decisions, and a portfolio that I can update you guys on a monthly or weekly basis. So I personally think that's a good idea. I know there are a whole bunch of videos on YouTube already like this, but what I want to see is for the average person who starts investing with maybe $100 a week, how long will it take for that portfolio to reach $10,000? I am not going to actively be trying to put a lot of money in this portfolio because I want it to be as realistic as possible, and everyone obviously doesn't have $1,000 a week to put in investments. So I'm going to start off with a very modest portfolio and track that over time. And I am going to build that portfolio live later in this video. However, let me talk a little bit about the thought process that I took when I started researching exactly what I was going to start this portfolio off with. So if you've been around the channel for a while, you guys know that I am a big fan of passive investing. I don't like necessarily picking individual stocks. I don't like the idea of day trading all that much. And what I strive to do when I invest is pick index funds that cover overall markets and then dollar cost average into those index funds. But I know that for the purpose of content, that can be a little bit boring sometimes. So I am going to try to spice it up a little bit. So I plan on breaking this portfolio largely down into two investment sectors. The first sector is going to be something that I normally invest in, and it's going to be called a 3-fund portfolio. Now, with a 3-fund portfolio, what you're going to be doing is investing a majority of your money in the United States stock market, a percentage of your money in the international stock market, and then a small percentage of your money will be invested in bonds or left in cash. This is the exact investing style I use with my Roth IRAs. I use with a lot of my other investment accounts. So I think that for transparency's sake, it will be very vital to put that here so you can see exactly what would happen if you took the simple approach. However, for YouTube's sake and for content's sake, I'm actually going to be going against my better judgment and going to be adding some individual stocks to the portfolio. So my plan with the individual stocks is going to be really simple. I'm going to be buying stocks in companies that I use and I believe in and that I spend my own money yet on a daily or a weekly basis. For example, I get all of my groceries from Walmart. I spend a lot of time and money at Walmart. I see a lot of customers going in and out of Walmart. So it makes sense to me. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me to add a couple of Walmart shares to my portfolio. Also, I own 2 Tesla Model Ys. I really believe in the future of Tesla. So I'm going to be adding some Tesla to my portfolio. All of my editing equipment and computers are made by Apple. So I'm going to be adding some Apple, and you get the idea here. The companies that I am personally familiar with and the companies that I recognize on a day-to-day basis are going to be what I add to this portfolio, and I think that that is a very good beginner strategy for someone who doesn't want to go the index fund route to feed their need to invest in individual stocks. Invest in what you know and let it sit and let it compound. And to further break down the portfolio plan, the 3-fund portfolio will make up 80 to 90% of the portfolio. The rest of the individual stocks will make up 10 to 20%. I may push it up to 30%, but I don't want to get above 30% for the individual stocks for the overall value of the portfolio. And to get the portfolio started, I wanted to pick a realistic number, but I also didn't want to pick it too low where it would take forever to build up to $10,000. So I thought that a good realistic number would be $1,000 started off with, and then I'm going to put $1,000 in it per month so that if someone was following this investing style with me, then by the end of this 12-month period, the portfolio should at least be over $10,000, depending on what the market does. If it's just kept in cash, obviously it'll be $12,000, but we are investing to make money here for the long term. But enough talk, let's get right into Robinhood and start to build this portfolio. So funny enough, I actually tried to record this video last week, but because this is a brand new account, I didn't get access to the instant deposit, so I wasn't able to complete the trades or whatever in this account. And if we do look at this account to get a sort of preview of what I'm going to be doing to the weeks to come, on the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, and year to date, we're almost up nothing. I have had some rewards on this account before, so that's why it's up $9, but I didn't keep it in here. And to get a baseline on the 1 year, we're down 92 cents, and on the all-time, we're up $6. So hopefully in the future, this chart will see a great change for the better. But as of right now, we have $1,000 worth of buying power to build our portfolio. And another point that I want to make is that I did consider getting Robinhood Gold for this challenge because, as you can see, with Robinhood Gold, you can earn 4.9% on your uninvested cash. But when actually doing the math, I would actually been end up losing money had I invested most of my cash in here, and I don't necessarily need any of these extra features like the 3% IRA match, the bigger instant deposits, the professional research, the real-time market data, trade them. I plan on depositing, as I said, about $1,000 a month into this portfolio. So all this other stuff is basically just something that I do not need, and I chose not to go with it. And as far as cryptocurrencies in this portfolio, I think I will be open to cryptocurrencies. Honestly, I think that'll make it pretty exciting. And although I didn't plan on adding it in my original portfolio, I think I may add a couple dollars of crypto in here. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. So as you can see by the time on my phone, this is after market hours. I tried to record this video before the market closed, but I do work a full-time job, so that just didn't happen today. So if I'm not able to trade right now, I'll simply put limit orders in for the amount of shares and dollars that I want, and that's how I would go about it. But for the first position that I'm going to add to this portfolio, and this is going to be one of three in a 3-fund portfolio, and that is going to be the S&P 500 or VOO. So if we go down to my list and we look at a 3-fund portfolio, even though I have 4 funds in here, I am going to buy VOO, and on my list it says I need to get $540 worth. So let's see if I can get that right now. The first order of the challenge, awesome, that went in well. So now if we look at VOO, we own 1.316518 shares, and we already lost about 27 cents, but this is after market hours. So the next position I want to buy in this portfolio is the international stock market, which is going to be VXUS, or the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. And for this position, I plan on adding $270 to the portfolio. So let's go ahead and get that. So it says we can only get whole shares of VXUS in aftermarket. So let's see how many we can get for $270. I think that's about 5. Let's go with 5 shares. We're gonna buy 5 shares of the VXUS Total International Stock Market Fund. And one of the last things I want to add, I was gonna add bonds to this portfolio at $45, but I think that instead of bonds, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add $45 of Bitcoin instead of bonds. I am a millennial, almost Gen Z, and 25 years old, so I think I have a while to let this portfolio sit and grow. So I'm not necessarily worried about investing in bonds just for this portfolio, and it will make it a little bit more exciting for YouTube. So as I go to the crypto space, let's see if I can actually buy Bitcoin. I'm not even sure if I can buy Bitcoin. I'll add $25 worth of Bitcoin into the portfolio. It's supposed to be about $50, I would say. All right, so we got that built out. Now this is not investing advice. This is just something that I want to use personally to show you guys the effects of investing over time. So this is by no means the best investing advice there is. This is just something that I personally am willing to do for the purpose of the channel. And now for individual stock, we have about $125 worth of buying power now. So for individual stocks, what I want to do is I want to go here and I want to buy Apple. I am going to buy about $30 worth of Apple, not whole shares. Let's see if I can invest in dollars. I'm gonna buy about $30 worth of Apple. It looks like we have a limit order set up because it's after market hours. That's no big deal. Oh no, it actually looks like I already bought some. Let's see. All right, yeah, so I actually got it. That's nice. So next, what I'm going to add to the portfolio is Tesla. I'm going to add about $30 worth of Tesla to the portfolio. Let's get that in there. After that, I want to add about $30 worth of Walmart stock. So let's find Walmart over here. Do we have Walmart on our watch list? We don't. So let's add Walmart to our watch list. So now let's buy $30 worth of Walmart. Okay, so we can't buy Walmart just yet because we need to do whole shares. But what I am willing to do is put in a limit order to see if it goes through. It may not go through. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's cute. So that probably will be bought tomorrow when the market opens. And then lastly, I had Disney on my list, but as I'm looking through my watch list, I don't necessarily know if I want to add Disney to it. Personally, I'm thinking more along the lines of Netflix. Disney and Netflix are both similar streaming services, but I personally watch a lot more Netflix than Disney Plus, even though I know Disney has a chokehold on the whole amusement park thing and all the videos. And now that I say that, I actually am going to go into Disney. So let's go ahead and go with $30 worth of Disney. And this video is just for entertainment purposes. I cannot stress that enough. I am not a financial advisor, so just use this video for entertainment purposes only. So now all the purchases are complete in the portfolio. You can take a quick screenshot there to see exactly what we have, but that's pretty much it. Going forward, every other week or once a month, I'm going to add money to this portfolio, and I'm going to slowly try to build it up to $10,000 so that we can see exactly how long it takes and exactly how fun it is to actually invest in the stock market. And some other things that I want to note about this Robinhood portfolio is that on a weekly basis, I do plan on rebalancing the portfolio whenever I add money into it, and my goal is to never sell anything in this portfolio. Whatever I buy, I plan on keeping forever. Like, I have it now, it's mine. All right, with all that being said, if you found anything of value in this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to follow along with this series.